I'm Jen Burson. I'm the founder of Generation PR and the creator of the Profitable PR Pros community and all of the programs that you need and coaching and resources and everything you need to become a pitching powerhouse and to launch, grow, and scale your own profitable PR agency. I've been running my agency, Generation PR, for 16 years, which is crazy. And today's topic is all about answering the question we get a lot, which is how much time should you be spending pitching your clients to the media every month or whatever. So this is an interesting topic, and I think I'm going to give you an answer you're probably not expecting. So if you're expecting me to give you an answer that's a number, I'm not going to do that. It's a little bit of a bait and switch because people always want to know, how many hours am I putting into this? How many hours per day should I or my team be pitching for a client? And the answer is it depends, right? It really depends where you are with this client. Are you in the middle of a launch? Are you kicking off things with the client, getting onboarded, developing a press plan, all of the things that happen at the beginning of the account? You know, all of that is different. I guess in that period, you're not really pitching. We're talking about how many hours pitching, but a launch would definitely be a period where you're putting more hours into your strategy and into the media outreach. So think about that. It's never the same in any given month. Clients are all at different places in their, in their business for you and your kind of runway with what services you're offering to clients. So there's going to be times where there's more pitching to be done and you have to be more proactive. And then there's also times where there's fewer things to do. It ebbs and flows. It shifts around. Okay. So what I always work my students towards, or try to get them to work towards, we want you to have consistent, predictable, recurring retainer revenue. And that means that you know what's coming in every single month. And sometimes there's going to be more that happens and sometimes there's going to be less. That doesn't mean you charge more or charge less. You have to think about it across the board and you have to build in a profit. And when you start to consider how many hours in your calculation of your profit, you're trading dollars for hours, and you can only really grow your revenue with the amount of hours that you have available to yourself. And that's a finite resource. Time is a finite resource. And if you're going to grow and scale a profitable agency and bring in exponential, growth, you can't base it on the number of hours. So thinking about what goes into pitching, sometimes for me, it's like we just report results. We want our clients to see the results we get. That's the value that we provide. The value is not how many hours I'm pitching to the media. And also, we know a lot of times that you can secure a result in a very quick turnaround. You have these relationships you can leverage. We know that we are going to be reporting results. So if you're halfway through the month and there's not a lot of movement, you might need to stir the pot and start reaching out and saying, we got to generate a little bit more interest for this client. So you'll start to be a little bit more proactive. You'll check in on pitches, you'll do your follow-ups, you'll check in on open opportunities, press samples that have been sent out. You're trying to generate results for the end of the month and the value. So my shift here that I'd like for you to make is to not have such a black and white perspective on I need to work and pitch this many hours for each account, because you're going to limit yourself. You're going to box yourself in. And yes, I get it. You want to, especially when you're working with freelancers, if they want to make a certain amount per hour, just give them bulk hours. Just give them a bundle and say, if you get it done in this many hours or less or whatever, that's cool. But this is what I have available to you every single month. And I just care about the results. And it's easier for you to do that and to price out your services when you know what it costs every single month to execute those services. So it's about sharing the value and getting results. If you sit there and you think, I have to dedicate this many hours, then you're missing out on an opportunity to scale your business. You can pitch, we know, like I said before, you can pitch certain outlets and get results faster if you have relationships. So should you be penalized and have to work more, hours because you've cultivated those relationships over the course of, 10, 20, sometimes 30 years? So when you figure out how many hours you're spending, that black and white perspective is boxing you in, and you're eliminating that value that you're bringing by getting results faster. The other thing that happens, we all know, is sometimes you pitch one client. This is why I have you guys work towards subject matter expertise and developing a deep niche authority, like become an authority in your niche, because then you know what's happening in certain industries. You become the go-to, and all of the media contacts you're pitching overlap for all your clients. This is me overlap for all your clients. So we all know there's times when you pitch one client and the editor you're talking to or journalist gets back to you and says, yes, I'm working on something. This is a great fit. And you know that it's also a good fit for your other client. You have these opportunities to leverage for other clients. When you're niche down, your pitching becomes faster. You know what editors are looking for. You know what is happening in the industry, what's relevant in the industry, things that are trending. That's a value to you. That allows you to get results for your clients faster. This is what we're working towards. This is how you grow and scale a profitable agency with exponential growth opportunity. So when you have that black and white, like I need to bill this many hours and I should bill the client and figure out my rate based on the amount of time I'm spending, you're missing this huge opportunity. This is all the margin we get with retainer services. This is when you develop deep expertise and you're ready to grow and scale, you're still basing it around dollars for hours. You're limited. We only have 24 hours a day. So, you've got to have that margin built in. And this is the key here. It's not about the hours. It's about the value that you bring and the results that you deliver. I want you to benefit from that value that you're building in your business. This expertise that you're building, that's a benefit to your clients. They're paying you for that. So getting results faster shouldn't punish you to have to do more because you're basing it on time. So think about that. Your clients are not paying you for your time. They're paying you for the value you bring based on the results you get for them. So we're going after results, not quantities of time and pitching. And if the pitch is really good, you'll get a lot more results. So if you, say, for example, you write a pitch and it's not so great and it doesn't get traction, and now you have to go back to the drawing board and craft a completely different pitch. So that means you're spending more time on the account, but you're not getting as many results. Should the client pay more because you've spent 20 hours because the first pitch didn't land? Or should the client just pay you for the outcome of those pitches? So if your first pitch is a solid gold, rock star pitch, or you're a pitching powerhouse, which is what we teach you in the Pitch Lab. We have a whole program around pitching. And I mean, the results people are getting honestly blow me away. I hope people think this is good. I know it's good, but the fact that people are using it and getting results, it just is the best. I just love hearing when people get great results, but they're getting results faster because they're lasering in on timely, relevant pitch angles. So should the client pay less because you got a result faster? No, they're paying for the value you bring. Okay. So the client doesn't care about the amount of time you put in. They only care about results.